that's probably our number one hurdle right now is getting that lined out. So as far as the business standpoint goes, I don't have very many wins as far as progress. I'm still trying to figure out how to delegate my time into a calendar where I actually work on the business instead of in the business. So that's been tough for me. Trying to sit back and, realize that I need to be working on it instead of in it. So kind of like what Dalen said earlier, you're the best guy there, but you got to be able to delegate. It's been tough. So
yeah,
you got to step away. You have to. And once I started stepping away and seeing what my guys were capable of without me there to babysit, you get more comfortable with it. Granted, I'm far from where I need to be, but it's just like getting under like a bar at the bench or a bar at the gym. Every time you get under there, you get stronger. So every time you step away, you feel confident. You gain the confidence. Okay. And then my next biggest hurdle is the office manager. And once I release all that, that's going to take, I'd graciously say 50% of my workload will be delegated to her at that point. And that's huge for me because those tasks are important. Those tasks are majority, the money, the cash flow is what she'll be handling.
Yep. That's what I've got going 3 weeks now. Our cash flows come up since I hired office manager. So
let's go.
Let's go. That's all. That's very, that makes me feel better.
Can't afford not to have, even though you don't think you can afford it, you can't afford not to have it. So
yeah.
And I've talked
I found
to
that out the hard way. I had to release money to do it. And now we got to figure out the cost of her being here into our overheads now. But we're doing it kind of backwards. I'm figuring that out after the fact. But her being here has increased our cash flow tremendously, because there's times where I wouldn't bill a week or 2 or 3 outs from completion of a job just because I'm busy doing other things. Well, now I got her. She's every day. If a job's done, it's going out. It's, we're not wasting any time. It's out the door. It's getting billed. And then if it's not getting billed, then she's asking me why the hell it's not getting billed. So that makes me stay on top of it. And she keeps me in line pretty good. Worth it.
Yeah.
It's the most important employee, I think, in your business is the office administrator.
Mm-hmm.
Is Nicole your coach?
No, it's Travis.
No.
Travis.
Yeah. Nicole's usually preaching that from the mountaintops, but it's true. You're right. We like to you're coming in line and understanding that as well. It's not, and it's an asset when you use it well. It's not merely a cost. It's not something that just gets paperwork done. It's truly value producing in a business. So that's great, Tyler.
Yeah.
And Tyler, on the hourly kind of question that you had in the group chat, what I would encourage you to begin thinking about and looking towards is moving towards a flat rate system where you're providing options at the point of sale over like a time and material process.
All right. So I had a question on that. I'm just curious, is that geared more towards service type work? Okay. So we mainly do like residential new builds, commercial new builds, and industrial.
I got you.
So we have one guy that runs service all week. So I want to get that set up for him. So while he's out at a place, someone asks what it's going to take to do this, he'll have the fixed rate price, like you're saying, that he can just tell them while he's there. And then, it's just more work while we're there that we can do. Is that what you're getting at with the fixed rate price?
Yeah. So I actually want to be really intentional, because I don't want to make it sound like I am saying two different things. So, in the world of construction, and when I say construction, I'm talking about like construction, like not service work, longer term projects, a larger dollar amount projects. Typically, there's a longer sales cycle involved in those projects, right? Service is you get a call, you send a tech out, tech, presents options, customer decides which one, tech does the work, collects and comes back, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for residential construction, commercial construction, anything like that. On the service side of things, I'm a big advocate just because there's so much data on this and I've just seen it so much of implementing like a flat rate price book where you're providing options at the point of sale. So that is exclusively for primarily the trade guys who are running service, residential service. On the construction side of things, I would never say that you need to do a fixed price because I don't believe in fixed price pricing. I am a big believer in cost plus pricing, specifically the way that we do and teach cost plus pricing. And so maybe that confusion wasn't there, but you said, Tyler, the word fixed price, and I just wanted to be sure that that was clear to everybody what we're talking about. When it comes to flat rate, or when it comes to residential service for the trade, it's flat rate pricing with options all the way. When it comes to really any construction project, it's going to be some version of a cost plus. Now, what your fee is, what your hourly rate is, that's contributing to that cost plus process, that's going to change on a lot of different factors, right? For a lot of different people. But I did want to be clear with what I'm talking about, and I appreciate you kind of inviting that distinction there, Tyler. So
yeah, I'll dive into the cost plus deal with our coach. We need to.
Yeah, Travis really knows that process.
We need to go through that and get our cost plus process figured out. But we're onboarding with House Call Pro on Monday, so
that's really
according to the salesman, we can incorporate what you were talking about on this with the flat rate, right?
Yes, for a residential
we can incorporate that into our House Call Pro app for the field tech.
Yeah.
That can just shoot it straight on while he's out there.
Yeah, I actually worked with Travis this week to redo our cost plus entire like process in one document. It's not like there's new information, but we just enhanced it. And I don't even think this is something the other coaches are aware of because it's so new. But I just put that in the Google Drive, Tyler. If you wanted to look into the cost plus process, this is the actual system that Travis would be guiding you through. If anyone else,
I'm gonna save it now.
Yeah, if anyone else is curious on the process, it's really detailed. There's a lot of moving parts to it, but if you just sit with it and read through it, right, it's going to make a lot of sense. And then that's why you work with us, is because we actually help you customize it and implement it and execute it in your business, right? Make it a lot easier. So a lot of questions, a lot of hands going up. Before Jeff, you've had your hand raised for a long time. Before I move to you, I want to jump to Donald. Because I know Donald, you had your hand raised for a minute. Do you still have something? It's good to meet you, by the way. I don't think I've met you yet.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of getting implemented in this stuff right now. We just started I guess about a week ago.
Okay.
And, we've not had all of our onboarding calls and everything just yet. And I own a large cabinet manufacturer in North Alabama. We've got almost 40 employees, and we do about $3 million a year.
Good. That's awesome, man. Another Alabama guy in the group. That's good to hear. Yeah. Are you Auburn or Roll Tide?
I really don't care. I was raised up, a Roll Tide fan, but I'm not into them kind of sports. The only sport I like is Texas Hold'em poker.
Oh, dude, let's go, man. I love Texas Hold'em. I've been playing for a long, long time. And primarily just with friends, and we throw games together and stuff. But
actually, last year at this time, I was in Vegas at the World Series of Poker, and I just decided not to go this year.
If Jay Gravitt was here, he would be doing backflips. We've got another guy, Jay Gravitt of Rock and Jay Construction down in the Dallas area, and he came to Tulsa to film a testimonial video for us, which we were hugely appreciative for. It was an awesome video that he did. But while he was here, he told me that he's been to Tulsa a couple of times before. And I was like, oh, what for? He's like, well, primarily at the Hard Rock Casino to compete in World Series of Poker tournaments. Right. So, yeah, that's great. Well, it was great to have you here, Donald. All right, Jeff, let's jump to you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. So couple wins for us. We've had a slow few months on the sales side of things. And just in the last probably 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, we've landed 3 pretty sizable projects, which is nice. One's a home addition. One is a single family new build, which will be our first, which is huge. And then because we really want to get into that market, and then just a significant interior remodel, which will allow us to hire another employee, which we're gonna. I know this isn't the RGC way necessarily, but we're gonna hire a designer who will have some office administrative tasks to do, but she's also going to help us on the design side of things, getting our selections completed with homeowners and whatnot. So
I would not say that's against the Redmond Growth way at all. I think I
Okay.
know why you would say that, Jeff. Is because we have recommended to like contract or partner with designers. However, if it makes sense to bring a designer in-house, especially one that can do office administrative, I think that's a huge growth move for you guys and a huge unique value prop that you can now add and sell in the process. Right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I want to help people get designers that may not be able to get them on full time right now. Right. And that's what most of our discussions have been around. And then for some businesses, it just may not be necessary. But if you're doing a design build thing and you can sell your own in-house designer who can be there, you know, the next day if you needed them to, after you meet with the customer for the first time, that's big. That's really
exactly. And we've worked with a few different designers, not in-house, and it just hasn't gone the way I would hope it, the way I feel like it should. And it's just been a challenge. So I think this is going to be really helpful for us.
That's great, man. Really glad to hear it. Really love to hear about the growth.
Thank you.
All right, what do we at? Miss Haley Watson.
Hello.
How's it going, Haley?
Y'all hear me? It's going good. Can y'all explain a little?
We lost you.
Materials?
Okay, I felt like that was going to be good.
Could you?
Can you hear me now?
We can. If it cuts out, you might
Okay.
do okay putting it in the chat just in case.
Okay. Can y'all explain flat rate pricing a little more? So, like right now, we do time plus materials, and we do HVAC, and so I feel like we're losing some money, and just wanted some more insight on that and all that fun stuff.
Okay, I think I heard your question, which was just very simply, hey, can you explain flat rate pricing a little bit more? You guys are currently doing time and material. You feel like you may be losing money, and you want to understand it a little bit more. Is what it sounded like. It broke up a little bit. Okay,
Yes.
so I thought I heard that correctly. Yeah. So flat rate pricing is basically whenever you create you can think of it as a price book, because that's how it actually began, as a physical book for service companies, where they had pricing that was already created for every type of service or new installation or replacement or anything that they could be doing as a residential service company. It's whenever you have like a set amount of prices for the services that you're going to provide for the customer. For example, I remember I was working with a plumber and we were helping him build a flat rate price book. And, he even had a price point for 30 minutes of digging, right? That's a really thorough flat rate price system. And so what makes a flat rate price system work really well is, number one, you're able to demonstrate to the customer that you're not creating an estimate on the spot, but you already have a pre-existing price, which can create trust with you and the customer. The other thing that it does is it's not the value of the job or the profitability of the job isn't based upon how much time that someone's spending on the job site. It's based upon the task being completed. So what's incentivized in a flat rate system is like completing the job, doing a quality job where you're not having to get a call back, but doing that quickly so that there's no kind of impression of milking the clock. And in fact, you can be a lot more profitable by doing more. The other thing that works really well with a price book is being able to offer options at the point of sale. I was recently talking to, actually, he's not in our program, but it's a good friend of mine who owns a plumbing company here in town. And he recently, he's actually on both systems. He uses Profit Rhino and he uses New Flat Rate System, which are the two flat rate systems I would recommend, because developing your own price book and flat rate system from scratch is possible, but is a big undertaking. And so what he was telling me was that, we were talking about like the psychology of it. And something that I told him was what a flat rate price system with options does is it gives the customer the illusion of control. And he's like, well, that's a really interesting way to put it. He's like, what do you mean by that, Robert? And I talked to him about how there's powerful psychology around giving customers multiple options versus one. Whenever we're giving one option, especially in a service environment, the customer can feel restricted. They already feel uneasy because they have no idea what's going on and they have no knowledge of their plumbing or gas or HVAC or electrical system at all. So typically the customer's already in a state of uneasiness a little bit in the process. Hopefully you've built trust and rapport a little bit before you're delivering a price, but they're still in that state. And so when we deliver them one price, sometimes that can cause someone to be like, I don't know if I'm ready to make a decision right now. I don't feel like I'm in control. I don't know what's going on. Whenever we're giving them options at the point of sale, the customer feels the complete opposite of that. They then feel empowered to make a decision because they feel that they are the ones making the decision. They feel like they are the ones in control. When in reality, it's an illusion of control because the decision that they're making isn't born from themselves. It's born from the options that you are providing them. But there's still very powerful psychology in it. And what the result ends up being is that you become a lot more profitable, and customers are actually often paying more, but they're paying more and they're much happier doing so because there's trust that's built in the process. There's pre-existing prices. There's no kind of idea or illusion of, hey, I'm at the car mechanic and they're telling me it's going to be $1,800 to fix my car and I have no idea what's going on, right? I don't know if that's right or not, right? We're taking that away. And we're saying, hey, we're prepared to handle whatever's here. Here's some options. The other thing the options does is like a good, better, best model. And some systems even have 5, where it's like a Band-Aid, then it's like an okay, then it's good, better, best. Is it also creatively gives you more opportunities to solve a problem in different ways that you may have not even been considering before, and allows the customer to decide based upon what's best for them. And so I know that was a lot of information, but that's how I would explain like the value of a flat rate price. We also actually have a great financial super moves boxcar. Travis, if you could get that one pulled up, even the most recent one we've done. Haley, I would also read that because we go deep into flat rate pricing in that guide and the power of it as well.
Okay. Nicole or Travis, can one of y'all email that to me? Because I'm driving, so I will not probably be where I can pull over and download that from the chat.
Yeah, I've got you.
Good call. And Nicole's going to send it over to you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, great question. I'm really glad that you asked that. Dalen, did you have something, buddy?
You covered all the bases. Just the only thing I'll add there, as far as I built my own price book and it took hours. I didn't document it, but it probably would have been cheaper just to pay somebody to do it. But I was new in business and had time at that point, and was familiar with my last employer's price book to a manner to know what all I should cover. So you'll have thousands of line items for flat rate and add on. I'm in the plumbing industry, so it's very, very detailed, but you can find information online on how to build it if it's something that you wanted to take on, or like he said, there are companies that can help you with it. But while doing so, the only thing I'll add is to price it as the absolute slowest plumber you have, or technician that you have ever had. Price it as they would have done the job, not as the owner, not as your lead tech. Price it as the slowest plumber so that you're covered in that manner. And transparency, when you're with the customer, hey, this is for this job. Any unforeseen, we will discuss any price changing at that point. Because flat rate can bite you at times where you go in and it looks okay, and you get into the thick of it and it's not okay, and then you just discuss it and you move forward with the customer in that manner. The trust, as he spoke on, and transparency is.
There's one other thing. I'm so glad that you're contributing here, Dalen, but there's one other thing I just remembered about flat rate pricing that's really important for business owners. So we primarily talked about, why it's better for customers. And Dalen, I really love how you shared how big of an undertaking it was to build your own, because it is. You can do it, but it is literally what he said, thousands of line items, right? Because you got to think about every kind of activity that can happen in your business, and you've got to create a price point for it. The other reason why that is such a good system is because a lot of times if you're doing time and material, somewhere along the way, you're just not going to bid the job right. And it's going to eat into your profitability. You're having to create a variable where on every single individual project, you are creating a new estimate, which is just going to increase the probability of there being an error whenever you're creating the estimate, right? Versus having a set price for all the activities in your business that are profitable every time, that you're not leaving up to, someone in the field on the fly to put together that estimate based upon, some combination of hourly plus markup formula or whatever. That's the other really powerful thing. Haley, you mentioned that, hey, I think we could be losing money. Sometimes that can happen just simply because we're making small mistakes, but making small mistakes on the estimates that we're giving people because we're having to create a new one every time. And so that's the other kind of positive business reason is no one in the field is creating their own prices. We're not leaving that power up to them, right? We, as the owner, decide what the price is, and then we have a system that the rest of the team can follow.
And that's it. It's something that the rest of the team can follow. I've been reading more in business development, SOP. Yep. Having something that is teachable and you can pass it down, where that relieves you of having to deal with that. Your guys aren't calling you, how much should I charge for this? How much are these parts? It's all there for them.
Right. That's exactly it.
So I guess I'm thinking about this differently, because when y'all say flat rate, I'm thinking that you're saying, okay, when you go out, if you have to change a capacitor, it's automatically $200. But because we already have a price book that has like how much a capacitor is, how much contactor is, how much this is. And so like when we go out, it's automatically $75 diagnostic plus a minimum of $125 for 1 hour work, the minimum, plus whatever the part is. So, but y'all,
that's a time and material system.
So you would go at it. You would go to the customer. You wouldn't break all these things down for them. You would say, whatever that all adds up to, this is the price to change the capacitor. You don't tell them there's a service fee, there's a minimum hour. You tell them, hey, it's $255 to change this capacitor. If it's this one, if you want to upgrade, it's $315.
There it is.
If you want to do something else, like if you see something else, hey, your HVAC, your condensation is just dumping right out of the unit, we can dress that up and get it away from your house. That's $600.
Okay.
But you have an add-on even down to things like that. As far as the wiring's bad, we can repair this wiring.
You'll be here about 2 or 3 minutes. Or
Yeah, I'll be here. To have something even for the unforeseen, like just for instance, easy math, a toilet repair. We go in, a toilet's running. Okay, the fill valve's bad, pressure's good. Well, the flapper's as old as the fill valve. We change the fill valve. It needs a supply line. You give them a total cost as the best for all that, or just the fill valve, but you have a set price for each task. Whether that be adding refrigerant, have per pound refrigerant with your hourly included, where you're not saying, okay, it's 75 plus 125 plus the pound of refrigerant, you already have a set number for said task. Because doing all that and telling your customer it's a $75 show up fee, it's 125. I've seen that lose sales because I've worked at a company that handled it that way, and they see all those numbers being thrown at them. They already don't want you there. They don't want to be dealing with this, and that can overwhelm them.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I also see the comment in the chat here about Profit Rhino. I don't know if any of our clients here actively use Profit Rhino, but could explain how they use it and how it helps them. How I understand Profit Rhino is it's a beautiful tool that you can attach to House Call Pro to help when it comes to like creating options to present to the customer. I think it does have a price book, but I think every client who's used it has had to edit the price book heavily, and that's kind of the rule of thumb with any price book that you purchase. You're going to have to heavily edit it.
So Profit Rhino is really great at creating a visual interface to present options to the customer. And it's software that has some really good formulas that allow you to easily and accurately create individual price points for each task. And there are like general equipment price books of like standardized pricing for most equipment across the country that it feeds into. It does require a little bit more editing. On the other hand, but it's really a great system. Highly recommend it for anyone doing like residential service. The other system, New Flat Rate, it's not going to require as much editing on the like price book side of things. I like New Flat Rate because you present 5 options. But with the New Flat Rate, you're having to create a lot of the, while it has like a price book, if you're wanting to change the pricing, that's where you have to do the editing. And so on the Profit Rhino side of things, the heavier lift with that software is like building out the services. But it has really good like visual interface for the customer. On the New Flat Rate side of things, it's a really great system, but like it requires more oversight over the individual pricing to making sure that's accurate and that's priced at what it should be. So that's how I ask the question or answer the question. Dude, Tony Sanfelice is back.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude? Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Good to be back, man. We've got a team now. We've got an office. We got an assistant. Got a full-time manager. Got 3 different businesses, all vertically aligned. Applied as much of everything that I could, and just basically ran out of wisdom. So I had to come back and get the SOPs, get the systems tuned up, plug the whole team into Redmond growth, and now we're gonna try and hit some bigger numbers.
Let's go, buddy. I'm about it. It's really good to see your name come back here. So Tony's question, and you're based out of New Mexico, right?
I'm in Arizona.
Arizona. That's right. Arizona. Okay. So his question is, may I ask what construction software general contractors use? So Jeff Stewart said Buildertrend. I know we have a couple of different people who use different construction management softwares. If anyone else wants to share.
We use Contractor Foreman.
Awesome. That was actually my assistant opposite San Felice. Maybe we should change that. Her name's Michelle. I would like to introduce Michelle to everybody. She's our new office assistant. Been with us for quite a while now, kicking ass. Such an incredible asset to the team. But that is her question. Something she's great about is constantly troubleshooting. How can we improve our systems?
Good to meet you, Michelle. Great to have you here. So So yeah, a lot of good feedback here in the group chat. So a lot of people use Buildertrend. Buildertrend is a great system. It's a little bit expensive. Scott, who's also in Arizona, uses JobTread with AZ Renovation. Tyler mentions that he's an electrician, but he mentions that most GCs they work with use Buildertrend, Procore, or Building Connect. Donald Bradford mentioned that he uses Contractor Foreman. What I'd recommend doing, Tony, is I would recommend just setting up a demo with Buildertrend, JobTread, and if you want to look at Contractor Foreman or Procore or Building Connect or one of these other ones, I'd set up 3 demos. Check out the pricing, check out the features, and just make a decision on which one. And also, you're working with Travis again, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Travis. And Travis can help you narrow that stuff down, but that's what I'd look into.
I've used Buildertrend, and we have a lot of contractors that has Buildertrend. To me, Buildertrend, you can't track when something's been changed or who it's been changed by. This Contractor Foreman that we used, I've vetted a lot of different programs, but this Contractor Foreman's only like $3,800 a year. They have great support. They have actually a contractor university. It's got all kind of stuff for you to learn in their program, and their customer service and support is great. It's just been a very good software for us.
Good feedback. Okay. Hey, is Charlie still on? Wilson? I thought he had his hand raised for a minute.
Yeah, I had a quick question.
What's up, buddy?
Well, my employee from last year went to school for business. He's going to be working with me again a little bit, just helping me with some jobs as a sub. But I think he's like kind of likes the idea of maybe helping me with my with the business side of it. I guess it's kind of a question for my business coach, but I thought I'd ask it here. You think that's a good idea to like have him be part-time to help me with some of my office stuff and maybe like project management?
I would not make that decision at all based upon him having a business degree. That just doesn't mean anything. I don't know if we have anyone in our company who works for us right now that has a actual business degree. And I've noticed the best people in our company are those that don't. And so, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a big supporter of the traditional college model anymore. And just because unless you're getting a degree that's more engineering based or accounting based or anything like that, like a business degree doesn't prepare you at all for really knowing how to do anything for a small business, like full stop. Like, I know that's a strong statement, but like, it's just, I thoroughly believe it out of experience. And so I say that to say, not to necessarily kill this idea, but do not take the value of a business degree to like mean something greater that he can like help you in your business in a way that someone who is just smart and high character couldn't, right? I would make the decision based on like the same factors that you would use to hire someone. You know, number one, is this like an area of your business that you need help with? That's a current bottleneck. Number two, is there a process or system in place for someone to follow in order to perform that role? Number three, is this person smart enough, trustworthy enough, reliable enough to follow that process time and time again? That's the kind of lens that I would use to make your decision. Not necessarily based on a business degree. Especially not a marketing degree. Especially not from Alabama. No, I'm just kidding. Now, if it's an OU guy with a business degree, that's a different story. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. All right, guys.
My hardest person that I've been is trying to find a shop manager. You know, they say they can do this stuff, but you get them in there and they can't do anything. I feel like a shop manager to be able to do anything in that shop, and just have a upper level of intelligence to deal with the paperwork on top of it. But that's one thing that I can't seem to find. I've had 3 or 4 over the last 2 years, and they just I tell them that our place does so much volume and it's crazy and chaotic, and they just can't understand until they get in there and see. It's way over our head. And
Yeah.
I mean, people with lots of experience.
Yep, that's something we can absolutely help you with, Donald. But we're just over time for today. So if you guys are new to the group call, you can already kind of see in the chat, Jordan is getting us started. We like to end the group call by kind of like how we break down a football huddle, where we count down 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. Then we all say growth together on 3. So unmute your mic. 3, 2, 1. Grow.
Growth.
There we go. Great to have you guys here.